Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I got a bunch of Chicago Bulls news, rumors, and some huge updates later in today's video. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second, helps me out a lot. And some comments and questions below today's video talking about all the news, rumors, and updates I'm about to jump into. Also, check out my last video if you guys missed it. There were some rumors that came out about how the Bulls were trying to trade for Mitchell Robinson at the trade deadline and how they're expected to target him in this upcoming offseason, and the Bulls are reportedly interested in Moses Brown as well. Alright guys, just a little heads up, this might sound strange or odd because I am recording this after I already finished the video already, so I'm going to be editing and re-recording and pretty much just putting this part in before the video. But either way, last night the Chicago Bulls did make a move. You know, the Indiana Pacers did waive Tristan Thompson last night, and Tristan Thompson will sign a new deal with the Chicago Bulls. And let me just say, this is huge. I am very happy with this news that just came out. I'm really excited. I've made many videos talking about Tristan Thompson. I know a lot of Bulls fans really wanted the Bulls to sign him as well. Obviously, there's some Bulls fans that aren't going to be happy with this because the second you think of Tristan Thompson, you think of all the drama surrounding his name. But let's not talk about the drama. Let's talk about him as a basketball player. You know, he is 30 years old. He's a 6'9" power forward or center. And on the season, he really hasn't been playing that much. You know, he just did get waived. But on the season, in about 15 games played, he's still been putting up pretty solid numbers. In 15 minutes, he's put up about 6 points per game, shooting 50% from the field. You know, he's not a three-point shooter. And in those 15 minutes, he's still averaging almost 6 rebounds per game, and that's incredible. And also averaging about 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block per game as well. And I felt like for years now, Tristan Thompson was one of the best offensive and defensive rebounding power forward or centers in the NBA. So I believe this is a great pickup. As I'm recording this video, if I had to guess who the Bulls would cut, it would probably be Matt Thomas. If that doesn't happen, I'm sorry about that. But in my opinion, it just made the most sense to cut Matt Thomas. You know, he's not an NBA player in my opinion. But either way, I'm really happy with this free agent signing. I expected the Bulls to make a move and sign a big man on the buyout market. So if any part later in today's video doesn't make sense or I do mention Tristan Thompson, it's because I already recorded it and edited it and I'm already up late enough for work. But either way, let me know below today's video what you guys think about the Bulls signing Tristan Thompson. But either way, let's just jump right into some injury updates because let's be honest, these past few days have been really scary. Just waiting to hear something about the whole Zach LaVine situation going on. Thankfully, you know, per Billy Donovan, Zach LaVine's visit, you know, he did go to LA to get his knee checked out by a specialist and everything like that. And Billy Donovan did say that Zach LaVine's visit went very well. And let me just say, thank God, man, because if this was a serious injury, I hate to be like this, but the Bulls season probably would have been over. I love Demar and I love Vucevic, but if the Bulls really want to be a contender, especially in the NBA playoffs, they need this team to be healthy, especially our big three. But Billy Donovan did continue and he said some swelling was taken out of his knee. You know, he was given lubricant and he's cleared for activity within 48 hours. And Zach LaVine is eligible to attend All-Star Weekend, so it'll be interesting to see if he does or doesn't. I know he said he plans to. As long as he's 100%, I don't care if he does it or not. You know, there would definitely be a meeting with Bulls doctors about minutes when he does return. Donovan also said they drained some fluid from his knee, and LaVine is in really good spirits, so that's great to hear. It's about time some good Chicago Bulls news came out, especially surrounding an injury. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about this whole Zach LaVine knee injury situation that's been going on for a while now. You know, in my last video, I was just talking about how he was probably just sore in his knee and in his back because he did play in the Olympics in the past summer, and he's been pretty much playing basketball for almost a year straight now. Thankfully, it seems like that's trending upwards. Also, a quick little update on Alex Caruso. It's crazy that the Bulls are still one of the top 3 or 2 teams in the East, and I'd say for most this season, with pretty much this whole team being injured at some points. And per Billy Donovan, Casey Johnson did tweet this out. Alex Caruso is expected to be cleared to resume dribbling and shooting in about 7 to 10 days. So that's great to see. You know, 2 very good and big injury updates for the Chicago Bulls. Thankfully, it's looking like this Bulls team is finally getting some good news, and it's looking like they're going to be healthy heading into the NBA playoffs, or at least I hope so. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about this quick little injury update on Caruso and LaVine. And with the Chicago Bulls standing pat at the NBA trade deadline, I feel like all the rumors have been about potential buyout candidates for the Chicago Bulls. I made a video just a couple days ago about how Arturas and Billy Donovan were pretty much saying how the Bulls plan to, I'd say, be aggressive on the buyout market. And huge shout out to Bleacher Nation Bulls. You know, there has been a bunch of potential buyout candidates, and Gary Harris's name is kind of floated around the buyout candidate list. And Bleacher Nation Bulls did say if Gary Harris is bought out, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing the Bulls grab him. You know, he rediscovered his three-point shot with the Magic, and he's always been a solid defender. And let me just first off say, if he does get bought out, I would love for the Chicago Bulls to target him. Obviously, I still do believe that the Bulls' biggest weakness right now is front court depth. But of course, Billy Donovan has said many times that he likes to play small ball lineups. And obviously, I mean, look at the past few Bulls signings. Even throughout the season, all the 10 days, they've pretty much all been wing defenders. So I think it's obvious that the Bulls probably want to play small ball. And I feel like Gary Harris would be a great pickup if he does get bought out. You know, also, Gary Harris did play his first 6 seasons in the NBA under AK in Denver. So that's just something to remember and think about. But I'm going to be honest, I would love Gary Harris on this roster, but I just don't see him getting bought out. And I'm not exactly sure why he's been listed as a potential buyout candidate. I know the Magic have really struggled this season, but either way, say he does get bought out and the Bulls do target him. You know, Gary Harris is 27 years old. He is a 6'4" small forward or shooting guard. He weighs about 200 pounds. He was a 19th overall draft pick back in 2014. And the reason why I don't see him getting bought out is because he's playing about 30 minutes a night for the Magic. I just find that very unlikely, and obviously with the Magic really struggling, they need some veterans, I'd say, on that team, and Gary Harris is probably one of the older players on that team. You know, on the season for the Magic, he has been really solid. In about 30 minutes a night, he's averaged about 12 points per game, shooting 44% from the field and 38% from three-point range. You know, he's always been a good three-point shooter and a really solid defender as well. He's also averaged 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and almost a block a game as well. I believe he'd be a great pickup for the Bulls if he does get bought out. You know, he is connected to AK, so it does make sense. I just don't see it happening. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video. If you guys see Gary Harris getting bought out, and say he does get bought out, would you guys want the Chicago Bulls to target him? And the final topic in today's video is about the Chicago Bulls targeting a big man on the buyout market and for this upcoming summer. You know, for the past few weeks now, I feel like the Bulls have really been connected to Mitchell Robinson and Jakob Poeltl. You know, 2 very good or very solid defensive big men that the Bulls have been reportedly interested in. Obviously, the Bulls have not made any moves right now on the buyout market, and they did stand pat at the trade deadline. So huge shout out to Chicago Bulls Talk. And he said, if you're wondering what Arturas and Mark Eversley plan to do via buyouts and or this upcoming summer, I think the answer is that they're going to be targeting tall defensive shot blocking big men. And I agree, the Bulls need a big man. I've said this for months now. I was not for the Chicago Bulls just to make a trade at the NBA trade deadline, unless it was for a big man. This Bulls team needs a solid backup behind Vooch. You know, Tony Bradley has been solid here and there, but his minutes have been kind of all over the place, and same with his play. He's just really been inconsistent at times. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like his very weak offensive game has really hurt the Bulls at times. I feel like anytime him and DeMar run a pick and pop or a pick and roll, they just double DeMar because Bradley really can't do much on the offensive end other than just pretty much dunking the ball. And with the Bulls planning to be active on the buyout market, I would not be mad if we did target Tristan Thompson or another big man. And obviously, like I just said, I expect the Bulls to target some big men in this upcoming summer. And there's some solid free agent centers for this upcoming summer. You know, Jusuf Nurkic is a free agent, but I believe he'll be out of the Bulls' price range. Serge Ibaka is going to be a free agent. I wish the Bulls could have got him at the trade deadline. Tristan Thompson is going to be a free agent. Thomas Bryant, you know, JaVale McGee is also going to be a free agent. I believe he'd be an excellent backup center for the Chicago Bulls. I know there was some talk last summer about how the Bulls were interested in him. You know, Robin Lopez is another free agent in this upcoming summer. Dwight Howard, Ed Davis, DeAndre Jordan, Hassan Whiteside, Andre Drummond, Dwayne Dedmon. There's a bunch of centers and power forwards that are free agents for this upcoming summer, and I 100% expect the Bulls to sign one of the names I just listed. This Bulls team needs I'd say backup power forward or center that can play, I'd say, a lot of minutes if need be, especially with the playoffs coming up. Hopefully the Bulls do sign someone on the buyout market. If Vooch does get hurt or in foul trouble early on in a playoff game, it could be ugly for the Chicago Bulls in my opinion. description. Thank you guys for all the love on the channel and the past few videos. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.